How can you use the blue ocean strategy to save your early stage startup? With almost comic regularity, startup CEOs make the wrong strategic mistake again and again. That mistake is they choose the wrong strategy to enter the market. And most of the time, their startup fails and they never recover. That's where the blue ocean strategy comes in. I've built several businesses to over $100 million per year in revenue. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you the tragic mistake too many startups make, the true originator of the blue ocean strategy, and it's not who you think it is, and how you can use the blue ocean strategy to save your early stage startup. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. The tragic mistake too many startups make. Have you heard the story of Tabula? Probably not, I'm going to guess. What about Calexita? Probably not either, I'm going to guess. Well, let me tell you about both of them. Tabula and Calexita were both very well-funded startups. Each company raised over $100 million. Both startups had a technological advantage versus their competition. Both startups had very good teams. And guess what happened? Both startups completely failed, burning a smoking hole in the ground. Yeah, I know, startups fail, but there's a reason these two companies failed. That's the tragic mistake that I don't want you to make. And here it is. They directly competed against much bigger public companies in the space where these public companies made most of their money. In the case of Tabula, it was a company called Xilinx. And in the case of Calexita, it was Intel. Now, let me give you another way to think about this. Let's say you're fighting a war and you have limited resources and people, and you're fighting against a much stronger country. But let's say you decide to go directly against the strength of the bigger company. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get killed. This is the mistake that Calexita, Tabula, and too many startups make. You will lose almost every single time if you try and beat a bigger competitor by stealing their lunch. They are going to react and you will get killed because they have unlimited resources to spend. The good news is there's a better way, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. And that leads us to this guy, Willie Keeler. Now, who's Willie Keeler? He was a professional baseball player from 1892 to 1910. Everything about Keeler reeks of a scrappy startup. His height was 5 foot 4.5 inches. His weight was only 140 pounds. Keeler was one of the smallest players in baseball. Yet he was such a great baseball player that he ended up in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, how did he do it? What was his secret? Because Willie wasn't going to get to the Hall of Fame using power and hitting home runs. He had to find a different way to his success. But Willie had a plan. In his words, it was this: keep your eye clear and hit them where they ain't. This, my friends, is the blue ocean strategy. It was stolen directly from Willie Keeler. Let's take a look at what Willie was really saying here and how we can apply it to business. Keep your eye clear. Now, what does that mean? This is the first part of Keeler's advice, and it's all about understanding the competitive landscape that you are facing. To Keeler, his competition was the fielders and the pitcher he was facing. you need to keep your eye clear about the competition too. What are they focused on? What do they care about? And what are they trying to protect? And then you know what you do? You hit it where they ain't. This is how you save your early stage startup and win. Trying to beat established competitors at their own game is really tough to do. I always assume that I'm going up against the best and the brightest the competition has because it keeps me sharp. You should too. However, even though there is competition, hit them where they ain't. In other words, find something you can be unique and great at. You should still assume that you're going to have competition because success breeds competition. However, you at least have a much better chance of winning by hitting them where they ain't. For example, I've been working with a company for the last 6 years. They have 50 competitors, including some large successful public companies. I can't say the name of the startup, but they've come up with a completely different way of attacking the market than everybody else that they're competing with. Revenue is now over $150 million per year, and the company recently raised its last round of funding at a valuation of over $1.4 billion. Now that's how you win. That's how you use the blue ocean strategy to save your early stage startup. If this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. Now here's a summary of what we've learned today. Number one, trying to beat a well-established, well-funded competitor at its own game is next to impossible for a startup. Number two, the real originator of the blue ocean strategy is Baseball Hall of Famer Willie Keeler, who said to keep your eye clear and hit them where they ain't. Number three, you can achieve market dominance by following Willie's blue ocean strategy. Do something unique, different, and focused on a market segment the larger competitor isn't focused on. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click the link below today's video, and it's yours for free. And for more great content, click on the link at the end of today's video. And if you haven't already, then click the subscribe button to get more great content for startup CEOs. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.